Hey everybody, it is Ryan again with the Milwaukee Local Business Group. We are kicking off another fantastic interview with a local person here, Jennifer, with the Playmaker Coaching and Consulting Group. We're really excited to have her to talk about marketing for businesses. So wanted to kick it over to Jennifer to say hello.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. I'm in the Milwaukee area and love working with small business owners to help them with their marketing, and especially right now, kind of trying to figure out, do they need to stay the course or where do they have opportunities to maybe pivot?
Fantastic. Good. Well, this is going to be, I'm sure, very helpful for a lot of local businesses, especially, with the stay-at-home extension roughly in May and everything like that. So going to be huge for a lot of people that are listening to help out with sort of what to do, how to pivot, how to adjust during these crazy times. So let's hop into it.
Sounds good.
All right, Jennifer. How and when did your business get started?
So I started last fall, so it's only been about 6 months, so it's kind of crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I got started when I did, so I at least got some traction going and everything before everything hit with Corona. But feeling pretty good, trying to stay optimistic for sure, and continue to kind of keep building for the long-term growth.
Awesome. Okay, so you've been in business relatively new, which is
Yeah.
good, but obviously you're doing pretty well. Do you find yourself serving clients mostly in Milwaukee, or do you extend beyond that?
I initially started there because I had been working in the Milwaukee area, so I definitely had relationships here. But through some of my previous corporate experience, I had some relationships across the country. So now my clients are all over the country. So it's exciting, with the consulting focus that I do, that I can do that all via Zoom. I was doing it that way before this happened, so my clients were used to that, and it works really well for our conversations.
Awesome. Fantastic. Obviously you probably only have one location physically.
Yep.
But let's tangent a little bit. Where is one place you would ideally love to find a client someday?
Um, my ideal client is usually referral-based companies. And that hasn't changed, I don't think, and even more so somewhat now in terms of those relationships being so critical and everything. So it's usually referral-based businesses, someone around 5 to 10 years of business. So they're still kind of early growth, but now facing some challenges with how do you create capacity? How do you be more efficient, more intentional with their marketing efforts?
Hmm.
And they're usually in like financial services, legal, accounting, those kinds of areas where they're trying to grow to the next level.
Gotcha. Very good. Are you solo or do you have people that work with you?
It's just me, although I do work with a lot of different freelancers myself. So that's been some of the interesting part in the last, especially a couple months, of trying to partner with other people that have really great technical skills, whether it's social media or copywriting or different areas, and how I can leverage them to help execute on the marketing that I'm putting in place for my clients.
Nice. Very good. How did you learn all about your marketing for the business you're running now?
I had been in a corporate, with a large corporate organization for almost 20 years. So that was a great part of my career, but had an opportunity with them to work in various different functions of the company, learning about sales, distribution, practice management, operations, marketing. So in some ways I was kind of the generalist, but what I felt like I was able to do really well was to see how things connect.
Mhm.
And the whole reason I came up with my business name of Playmaker is because I've always played sports too. I still play soccer, and I'm the center midfielder. So I feel like it's always been my job to look for unique opportunities to advance and score and help other people around me do better. And that's what I've enjoyed doing in business. So I think it was just trying to learn all the different aspects of a business. And now when I'm talking with clients, I often hear like they might have somebody helping them with social or somebody helping them with a website, but everything's very fragmented,
Mhm.
and helping them really put a plan together and move that forward for them.
Excellent. Very good. Plus, for those of us that played sports, I totally get the reference. It makes sense.
It's always nice. Yeah, that a lot of times my clients, yeah, they enjoy fitness and sports, which is a big passion for me as well. So that's nice.
Perfect. Makes sense. You got to tie it in with who you are, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Since you are a business owner, what is one of your favorite things that you like about running a business, or like things you enjoy the most?
Flexibility is probably number one. when I started going into this, it was a great opportunity. I have a daughter who's turning 9 here in a few weeks, and just kind of that great opportunity to be able to spend a little bit more quality time with her and be there where I need to with her at this, time before she really starts to, I don't know, maybe get to those years where she'll be like, I hate you, mom. So hopefully not. But
Yeah.
so having that, we're having that option right now where I can still run a business and keep working when some people can't. And I think the other piece is just really the impact. I mean, it's nice to get back working directly one-on-one with clients, and when they say things like, this was a really great conversation, or this was super helpful, I'm like, I eat those kinds of things up. They really mean a lot.
Good. Love to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you find either the most challenging or your least favorite?
There's a couple things I'm working through right now. One is scale, still being early on and trying to actually do a fair amount of the execution for clients. That's a big thing that they're asking for. Like, hey, can you actually just do this for me? Like I said, trying to work with different freelancers and figure out those partnerships and just how efficiently can I do it and create those relationships and deliver that for my clients, I think is probably one of the biggest challenge and everything. And then I think with that is just kind of creating, those systems and scales for myself of, right now, especially, it's a lot of jumping around and back and forth of like, okay, I got to do this for this client, and then I'm doing this, and then I'm doing homeschool, and trying to stay focused and be present with whatever I'm doing. So I'm trying to work through that. Got a couple ideas with the coach I'm working with of how do I keep doing that and give myself some grace too, that we're all in this. Just it's not perfect right now, but we're gonna just kind of keep going forward.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I've got 3 little kids myself, and the homeschooling part is giving me a lot of respect for teachers.
I know, definitely.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Is there one thing that you find yourself being the most proud of for what you do in your business?
I think part of it for me is just the doing the work, and I've learned that so many things I used to coach other people on about doing activity and like what it took to be successful, like, oh, that applies to me. And now having to do it for myself, doing the hard things and just, moving forward and keep moving forward and everything, I think is something that, while it's not easy for me, just like it's not for them, I know what it takes, and just trying to stick with it and keep moving forward. So I don't get stuck in that, paralysis mode that could easily happen, especially right now at moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I hear you, especially the analysis paralysis, right? What to do during these times, should we try this, that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah. You don't want to get it messed up. I mean, there's so many people I hear too, especially in marketing, they're like, oh, I don't want to sound real salesy, or, should I reach out to people? And I had some of those questions too. I was like, oh, I don't know, how do I make this call? But there's so much opportunity where people are craving, I think, that connection. And if you can add value and make an impact, that we shouldn't be hiding our skills and how we might be able to help people.
Agreed. So since you are in the marketing world, we're going to kind of tailor these next questions towards marketing a little bit, because some of them are, about client acquisition and whatnot. Since you do that also for yourself as well as business owners, let's cater a little bit in that way.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
what are some things you're doing now with the COVID crisis time to help you acquire clients as well as help your clients acquire more clients?
Yeah. So for me, I mean, and I think this is true for a lot of my clients too, since they're referral-based business primarily, it's still about reaching out and connecting with people. So while I'm not having as much of new reach outs to people, I still have all these people in my network. So going back and just connecting with individuals and checking in and seeing how they're doing. Is there anything I can do to be a resource for them? So I've got a goal like this month, every week, I'm reaching out to at least 10 people. That's my goal, is like connect with 10 people and just let them know that, hey, I'm here. I've got some resources that might be of help to you, or if you want to just talk through things and just want to check in and see how they're doing. So I think that's a lot of what, my clients are doing as well. For me, I'm also looking at some, opportunities in the digital space of, I have a couple resources that I have available that I'm trying to just make sure people know that they're there for them, but is there more I can do in that space? So I've been trying to kind of explore a little bit more with like Facebook Lives and groups and what that might look like. I think the hard part in that space is spending so much time helping my clients that it's always that balance between working on your own business and supporting your clients. And
Yeah, yeah.
right
For
now, it's mainly just my number one focus is um, how do I add value for them? And I feel like if I can continue, especially for my clients right now in this environment, add value, be there for them, that the rest will hopefully continue to work its way out over time.
hmm Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely. Especially the balance between working on the business versus in the business, right?
yeah. I mean, I think the other thing my clients have seen is there's been some unique opportunities that kind of come up. Like work with a couple legal firms, and there's been some, Michael Jordan's Last Dance that they moved up and everything. So we had an opportunity to capitalize and do something with that. So trying to look for some unique things that are coming up out of this, because I do feel like there is some neat innovation that's starting to take place, and we're just trying to see, where does that make sense and align with what their value proposition is and what they're trying to do for their clients, and are there some things that create some unique opportunities for them to set themselves apart during this time and really come out ahead.
hmm If you don't mind me asking, as a big MJ fan myself,
Mm.
is there any details you can go into about that interesting marketing campaign playing off, or is that kind of on the down low at the moment?
I don't have anything too exciting. I mean, we were just able to create some new commercials for them and do some additional advertising that we know that's still a little bit more broad than a lot of times we try to be more targeted with our efforts. But with that being one of the few sports opportunities, even though it's not live, it's still something that a lot of people are tuning into right now. We thought it was a really great opportunity to try something out, give us the opportunity to have some new commercials out there to get some reactions to as well, and see if how that would fit in with some of the other things that we were doing. So kind of shifting a lot of things that were maybe more in advertising dollars to, are there some more select opportunities that we can take advantage of?
Gotcha. Okay. Um, is there any marketing method you're finding that has been very effective during this time? It sounds like you do commercials, you're doing digital.
Yeah.
Digital is a huge bucket in itself. Is there anything you've found has been the most effective or one that you've liked the most during this time?
I think besides just connecting with people and how important that relationship is to people right now, I think another thing is looking for those kind of low ticket offers. Like, what can you make available that's really easy that people can plug into? So that's where I'm looking at some different things with digital. I have some clients that are doing some giveaways or some things where it's like, okay, if you do this, I'll give you, this additional bonus and everything. So ways that it can make it a little bit more attractive and easy to get people kind of in the door as a client. So I think that's one of the things that we're definitely looking at, is where you might have just in the past had something that, like, this was our standard offering. How can we build on that and have more of a low ticket, mid ticket, and a higher ticket offering that we can provide in different types of products?
Sure. Yeah, I've seen that as well. A lot of people with like a Corona special or something along those lines. Trying to get people moving.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
spend.
I mean, the other thing they're doing, a lot of them is we're focused on just how we can get back to the community, and just like you're doing, how do we support other small businesses and just our community efforts and keep people connected, and show that, that's a really important part of the work that they do, is being connected to that community and showing that support.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's one of the businesses that I was talking to was talking about together a little group for it was a restaurant and it was a pastry, and they were talking about how they're putting together a little package for those people that are still supporting them during this time and ordering from them. They're going to give them all sort of a special treat of a dinner and call themselves the first responders, and give
Oh,
them all
nice.
pastry t-shirts to say, hey, when times were tough and we were hurting, you were there for us, and we're really appreciated, thankful. And it's thought that was a very nice and clever way to sort of balance the effort between, hey, we need your help, at the same time we want to show you we really care about
Yeah,
what you've done for
yeah.
us. So
Yeah, if
very,
you do it in
very
an authentic way, I mean, I think this is the time you can separate yourself from others of how much you do legitimately care about your clients and the community and all the things that maybe you told them initially, like, oh, I'm going to be there for you whenever you need me. Like now
Yeah.
you really get to deliver on that.
Now that's right. That's right. No one cares when it's good. Everyone cares when it's hard.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of neat for some of them because some of their clients were like, they've never been through kind of anything like this. Now they really get like, oh, why did we do this planning, or why are we working with you? They have this new realization, appreciation that I think they're going to be so much more advocates for them and help to bring in new clients as, if they're doing a good job delivering on that right now.
Awesome. Very good. Love that stuff. Let's shift a little bit into more general business stuff so we can cater to not just, people that are in the marketing space, and help with other business things. As a business owner, what are some of the key performance indicators that you track, and how do you track them?
So most of mine right now is really based off activity. So that was this, what I had learned in my previous role is just all about, what can you control? And a lot of that was, who am I reaching out to? And how many appointments am I setting and keeping? Am I asking for introductions and meeting new people? So I've been tracking those activity numbers for, since I started my business. So that gives me a better sense of, um, where can I continue to grow and how am I doing? Certainly I'm looking at, revenue and other pieces as well, but those leading indicators, that's a big part of it, is just looking at the daily activity. What can I do, each day, each week that I have control over? Other things I do look at, periodically is like, social media numbers, what kind of engagement I'm getting, growing my audience, getting the word out there to try to increase awareness of what I have to offer to other people and for my clients as well.
Nice. Do you track them by hand? Do you track them in a spreadsheet? Do you track them on a
I have
document?
a spreadsheet. I've
Okay.
been trying to kind of use a CRM. I'm not as good as what I want to be with that. So one
Okay.
of those things too, where it's like, gotta still kind of work some of that out a little bit better. But yeah, right now it's mainly in a spreadsheet that I find the easiest for me to keep it front and center where I'm at. And then I even have just like in my office, where I'm writing down like, here's my goals, here's how many, what my goal was for the week, and I just keep it front and center so I don't forget about it.
Gotcha. What are some of the things you're helping yourself with, as well as your other clients, on prioritizing? What are the things you've helped them with priorities to make sure everything's in line with, pre and post Corona times?
Yeah. You know, uh, right now I think even more so it's trying to narrow it down, and that's part of the time I really work with my clients on 90-day marketing plans, and I think right now that works really good because, and it does all the time, but even more so now because we often like want to bite off so much, or we spend so much time trying to come up with a plan, and then by the time the plan gets in place, it's like, especially for small business owners, they may have lost staff, they are dealing with a pandemic, all these other things that are going on that just change that totally. So I want to make sure that we have a plan, but we can move quickly with it. So keeping it more bite-sized for them. So a lot of the things we're trying to prioritize right now, besides that experience that they're delivering to their current clients, is a lot of conversations about their value proposition. Of, as you're connecting with clients, what kind of feedback can you get from them about what really makes you different and unique, and the problems that you solve, and what you have to offer in the marketplace. So we're having a lot of really great conversations with their clients to figure out, are there some opportunities where they can improve, but then also, as we come out of this, what is it that we can really more clearly articulate as their brand in the market, and why somebody wants to work with them versus, the lawyer next door or the financial advisor right down the street. I mean, you've got a lot of options.
Hmm.
I think people want to know, like, well, why you? What is it that makes you special and different?
Gotcha. What's their story? I like it.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Okay. Fantastic. Um, since we're in these crazy times, has the COVID crisis changed your business at all? If it has, how so?
A little bit. I mean, I've definitely had um, a lot of conversations about the impact it's having to my clients. Thankfully, most of them have seen the value of staying in their marketing efforts and continuing to move forward in that space. Had a little bit of impact, but pretty minimal. So I feel good about that. A lot of conversations with things that they're doing around their marketing of, should we continue these efforts? Can we change them a little bit? Can we reallocate some dollars maybe from right now that we have invested on something to later? Or, we had some things for one client connected with the Olympics, and obviously that's not happening this year. So it was a lot of conversation. I'm like, well, can we do something else in place, or do we want to keep those dollars, available if we need them, but still a lot of uncertainty. So definitely a lot more communication, a lot more conversations with my clients, as well as the other individuals kind of connected to their marketing efforts, and sponsors and affiliates and everything of, what options do we have? Where do we need to make some adjustments? So I think that's probably the biggest thing. And then it's just, there's certainly not the face to face. So it's still trying to, connect with people and have Zoom calls and stay connected in a way, but it's definitely a little bit harder than when you could, sit down and actually have coffee with somebody.
Gotcha. Yep, I hear you. Are you guys running any, are you running any special promotions, deals, or anything? Are you doing a Corona special or anything like that you'd like to kind of pitch right now?
I don't. It's not really a Corona special, but I do have a couple resources that I actually put out earlier this year, but I think are still really relevant to people. I have a personalized digital marketing checkup report that I'll do for anybody who submits a request for that. And in essence, I'm giving them 2 or 3 different ideas around their social, their website, and their online presence, particular to them, on some things they could do to enhance that. So I think right now is a great time to be looking at your brand, and where are there some opportunities that you want to maybe refine that or update that and everything, and what you have out there. So that's one resource. And then the other thing I have is a marketing playbook. It's a great tool, I think, whether it's like the end of the year or on a quarterly basis, to look at, where have your clients come from? What marketing activities did you do? What are some of your processes around marketing? So, I think that's one of the keys to success with marketing is, can you be consistent? It's not just something, well, I did this one time and then I never did it again, or that shiny object, but how do you actually have some processes in place to start to really see the impact from things? So it's just an online resource they have available to them that they can download and work through with their team, and hopefully at the end of it walk away with 2 or 3 ideas of what they might want to do in their marketing in the next quarter.
Nice. Very good. Hey, always love extra playbooks, and definitely good checkups.
Yeah. I mean, one of my goals for this year was just to be able to, put out some helpful resources to people. And being, from that sports background too, I'm all about like games and competitions and different things. So I love kind of creating things in there that kind of mix it up and try to make it where it doesn't feel like it has to be, this huge onerous deal, but how can we get you into doing some things, trying some things, even if it's not perfect, and learning from it and keep building on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good. As a business owner, what's one of the best decisions you've ever made, and why?
Um, that's hard. I think 2 things. One thing I will say is working with a coach. That, as much as I think, excuse me, see the value of working with somebody else, that helps me just to be able to think through things, talk me off the ledge when I'm, struggling with something, give me some ideas, and help me keep moving forward. So I think that's been really instrumental, to continue to work with a coach on my business. And the other thing I think that's really helped me be successful, I think, was just getting started. At the beginning, I was thinking, like, do I want to partner with somebody else? I was thinking I really loved collaboration and was concerned about starting a business on my own and losing that. And somebody gave me the advice about thinking about those partnerships and things as an and, of like, if that comes, that will just be an and. You don't wait for that to happen. Like, that I still have things I can offer and I should move forward, and that works out and stuff. So I think that was really great advice that helped me to move forward and just put it out there and start talking to people and see where it goes from there. So I definitely don't feel like I have it all figured out, but like, step by step, it seems to be growing and developing.
Good. Awesome. What are some of your short-term and maybe long-term goals, assuming everything with COVID is over in like 2-3 months?
Yeah. So I'm focused right now on the activity on a regular basis, but then, I put out, so I do this, I don't know if you ever heard Gretchen Rubin and some other people, they talk about like your 20 for 20 list or things along those lines. So I have I think I actually have more than 20 on my list, but my 20 for 20 list for this year, and kind of playing with that theme. One of my things was on there was to have 20,000 in revenue in a month, which is a big, crazy little bit of a goal for me, but would be super exciting. So trying to kind of work towards that. The other, I was like impact 20 people. Hopefully I'm impacting more than that, but really with relationships that I have more one-on-one with individuals. So it's definitely a priority for me. So trying to track towards those goals. And then, ultimately for me too, I think it's, really building a business that's sustainable, that continues to grow and impact more people, and replaces what I was earning in my previous corporate world, positions and everything, to be able to take care of my family as well. Really important.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Last business question, then we'll jump into a couple of fun personal ones.
Okay.
To know you. This hopefully, is relevant because it's relatively new for your business. But when you look back at when you started, are in your business now where you thought you'd be, or maybe are you a little ahead or behind in terms of your timeline?
That probably depends on the day, how I feel about that. Some days I'm like, man, okay, I'm doing really well. And I feel like I'm like, I feel like I'm
Oh,
doing really awesome.
mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I'll do the math too, and you're like, you got a long ways to go.
That decimal place, you know what I mean? Like, not quite.
So I don't know. I mean, to me, I guess I didn't quite know what to expect. I mean, I've been so long in a corporate position. Going out on my own was really scary. I always told my daughter, like, one of the things I tell her is like being bold and be curious. And I felt like I had been playing it safe for so long. So that's part of why I also was like, okay, it's time for me to get out there and do it. I've thought about it, get out there and see if I can make it happen. So when I still even think about like, what am I doing a year from now, 5 years from now? Like, is it still this, or how does this continue to evolve? I'm like, I don't know where all it's going. I've got some ideas of like, how can I add more digital, elements and different types of offerings for different types of clients to add value. So I think, my coaches tend to tell me like, give myself grace of like, hey, you're only 6 months in. Remember that. So when I think about it that way, I'm like, okay, I'm 6 months. I'm doing pretty good. I'm like, I have some consistent clients that feel like I'm adding an impact. And if I just stay focused in that realm, I'm excited about what's going on.
Awesome. Love that. And especially new businesses, big fan of new businesses, even during tough times. Like, some of the best companies in the world have been founded during the most difficult times. So you never know.
Never
All
know.
right, let's shift gears into some fun things, some high level stuff so people can get to know you a little bit better. Jennifer, our family, kids.
Yeah. So my husband and I and my 9-year-old daughter, we're from Kansas City originally and had relocated up here for my job that I had and everything. Brought my husband up here, and then we had started our family. So now this is home. That we decided even when I launched my business, I was like, we really want to stay here. We love the community.
Nice. Yeah, and you're in the Muskego area, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I could deal without the winter and the fact that it's not that warm yet, but I think we all feel that way.
Like 10 months of cold? Oh my goodness. What are you doing here?
I moved north. I don't know what I was thinking, but
Oh man. Okay. What are some things you like to do in your spare time?
well, like I said, sports is a big passion for me. So I play soccer and volleyball, and also into fitness. One of the things I did this last year was got my group fitness certification. So I'm starting to do a little bit of training in that space. So I enjoy that, getting outdoors, hiking, camping, spending time with the family.
Awesome. Fantastic. What's one thing about you that you think contributes to your success, whether it's maybe a personality trait, maybe it's a habit you developed over the years? Is there one thing you can think of that really you highlight as like, I have a lot of success because of this?
Yeah. Well, I'm always trying to grow and get better. I think that's one thing I've been fortunate of in my career is I've had access to a lot of opportunities to learn different things and just work on my own personal growth. I feel like sometimes I've done like every different personality assessment there is out there. But it helps me to, be more aware of what are my strengths, what do I feel like I really do well, where are the things that I'm like, that's probably not worth my time. It's better to use a freelancer or somebody else than me to invest in it. I'm never going to be a 9 or a 10 in that. So I think that's just that commitment of continuing to learn and want to be at a really high level of what I expect for myself and how I help support others has been probably one of the things that I feel like sets me apart.
Awesome. Okay. Jennifer, this has been amazing. I wanted to give you one last chance to really give a shout out, maybe talk about anything fun with promotions you're doing or anything about Playmaker coaching to kind of say, hey, this is what we're all about. This is who we serve, and this is how we serve them. So you can kind of give the one last minute pitch. So feel
Okay,
free.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it. No, so with Playmaker coaching and consulting, I find, with those referral-based businesses that I talked about, they usually one of three different types of clients that I work with. So there's the people that really haven't done much of anything, that are kind of scared or just uncertain and don't want to get it wrong. And for them, just helping them with those bite-sized pieces to move forward, especially right now in this time where like, well, what can we do, and helping them to navigate that. And then I've got a second group of clients are those that have done a fair amount of marketing, but really don't have that plan. It's that shiny object of, they're jumping from one thing to the next, or what they saw somebody did and like, oh, I like that. Well, we should do that too. So for them, it's a lot of helping them really think about the strategy and those different ideas of, does it really fit in? How does it connect to what their value proposition is and who their ideal client is? And then they're really great at executing on it. So that's terrific that they'll run and execute on it. And then the third group are those that are saying, hey, I just can't do it myself. Can you be my chief marketing officer? Can you execute and be those pair of hands? And, I enjoy doing that for people as well, as just getting in there and just helping them so they're not stuck and just having conversations without really getting results. So those are kind of the three types of people. So if that resonates with anybody, certainly check me out. It's Playmaker Coach on Facebook and LinkedIn, or my website, betheplaymaker.com. And like I said earlier, I've got the personalized digital marketing checkup they can request for free, as well as the marketing playbook. So if they have any interest in something that they can, start to get a feel for where there might be opportunities for them, certainly check those out. And I'd love to see if I can support them in any way.
Fantastic. That's one heck of a great pitch. Thank you, Jennifer, for the time.
Thanks.
Thanks for spending some time with us talking about marketing and kind of what you're doing with businesses. It's been really fun. And I really wish you all the best and stay safe during this crazy COVID time. All right.
You too. Keep it up. This is great stuff.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Take care, Jennifer. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.